Hey, what's up? It's AP Experiment, and welcome back to some XDefiant. As I have been saying in my most recent videos, I am really just going to be playing, for the most part, the ranked trials playlist throughout the remainder of the preseason as we are heading into another season, or as we are heading into another week. Do not forget to get your Twitch drops by just watching people on Twitch. I believe Parasite and like Octane and a few others, they pretty much stream about 8 hours or so of the game as they're trying to complete the gun grind, the gold gun grind. I believe they're normally on for about 8 hours or so. I believe I've seen Parasite on for a good while. Those are really easy ways to get the Twitch drops. If you're up very early in the mornings, I think like 3 or 4-ish in the morning, the MC Fixer is normally streaming off the Ubisoft official page. The MC Fixer is British, so that explains why he's normally up at that time. But yeah, I've just been enjoying and grinding this game, taking my own time and pace with it, enjoying it in my own way. I would love to hear what everyone's favorite faction is, what everyone's favorite gun is, you guys' builds, as I really do like to play around with builds and tinker. Right now I'm really trying to make a decision between the chrome lined attachment and the heavy barrel attachment, as those are the attachments for me right now that I haven't really figured out. For the most part, I know how I want to build out the guns, but when it comes to the barrel, I am a little bit torn there, as I do like to try to get into, I do have a tendency to get into a lot more long distance fights. However, having the ability to win my close quarter fights is also something that I really want to prioritize. Now, that being said, if I really do start, when I start building out my pistols and I have my 9.3R set up, it would be the more powerful close range weapon, so I might be just doing weapon swaps for when I have a closer range gunfight. So that would probably cure that entire, or that would probably clear up that entire section of speech right there. I'm just kind of debating, going back and forth, and trying to figure out how do I want to build out these guns. In what way do I want to really kind of play this game and build my playstyle around. I am a very objective heavy person. I really do enjoy to push the objective. As a matter of fact, I recently saw a thread of tweets, and it was very interesting. It was a slight argument of the objective based playstyle versus the kill based playstyle, where the argument was that one was carrying the other. Personally, my opinion is that they need each other. If a team is not set up with people who can hold their own as far as gun skill and being able to slay out, then it's kind of pointless as far as any basically shooter is. If you can't get the kills, you're gonna be torched no matter how you really try to play the objective. On the other hand, if you have no one who's playing the objective, you are guaranteed to lose games no matter how much you can slay out. If you're not trying to get the objective, then you're not really trying to win. This is an objective based game. I understand that that would work perfectly in other games, be it Valorant, be it Call of Duty, Rainbow Six Siege, even being a kill oriented player makes sense for those games. But I would put this game more closer to something like Battlefield. If you're not playing the objective, you're not playing to win. And that's really just my argument on it. Now, is there probably a slight bias there because I am more objective based in my mindset on how to play the game? Possibly. I do not deny that, honestly, because that really is just the way that I play. Now, do I enjoy getting kills, and do I enjoy when I'm watching content on video games, watching high kill gameplays? Absolutely, that's amazing to watch. But I also hate to watch people lose. Like going out of your way to get an insane amount of kills just to lose, to me diminishes the entire thought process. Like I have seen multiple times where someone has a high kill game or a PR breaking game or something like that, and you can see at toward the end of those videos, or toward the point where they're about to reach that set mark, where they're extending themselves way farther than necessary, and not at all seeming like they're going for the win. Um, Once you seem like you're extending yourself out to get the kills, I feel that is when you've reached the point where you're being basically reckless and tedious. I really love that in the ranked modes you end up actually switching on domination. I think that's actually a very interesting twist, because this does not happen in the casual modes. It really only happens for the ranked playlist and their specific set of rules. And I believe it's a very good thing. So if a team is dominating for the entire first half, the other team actually has a chance to try to maybe flip that when they switch sides, and that's very, very interesting. It also, I feel like, will help the devs figure out if one side of the map is more favorable to the other. For instance, if a team dominates on one side and then gets absolutely shut out on the opposite side, I feel like that would be a clear sign to devs that one side is more favorable. And whenever they do their map revisions or things of that nature, be it 2-3 years down the line, or possibly even closer, you never know with Ubisoft, but whenever they do their map revisions, they might redesign it to better lessen the favorable side, or to strengthen the weaker side, to possibly get a better map balance. And I can't wait to see something like that. I spoke on it a little bit in my last video, but there are definitely a lot of guns I would really love to see in this game. The FAL and the 417 being probably the top two, as well as there are a good amount of guns from Rainbow Six Siege. Just off the top of my head, I believe it's I'm trying to remember it off the top of my head, but I believe it is the gun that I'm trying to remember his name off the top of my head. I believe it is the gun that Thatcher has. Thatcher's gun, which is the ARC-33. I cannot wait to see that. That is going to be an interesting gun that I hope comes to XDefiant, as well as I believe it is Twitch. I believe that is actually, yes, it is Twitch. Twitch's gun, which is the F2. I would love to see them come to the game. Those would be interesting guns, and I really hope that they come to the game. They're very near and dear to my heart. When I first started playing Siege, again, I got to Siege about the midway through year 2, so I was very, very late to the party. But when I finally made my way to Rainbow Six Siege, the F2 and the AR-33 were, for the most part, the reason I was even getting kills like that first like couple of games, just because I was able to basically rely on the consistency of the guns more than me knowing, the map details or the abilities of the operator I'm using. So I can't wait to get that type of feeling inside of XDefiant, as well as I can't wait to see what they bring from any other games. Again, that was just me mentioning guns that I loved from Rainbow Six Siege. You got to remember that they have access to all the Ubisoft IPs, so you never know what craziness we might get We might get a Rabbids faction. We might get an Assassin's Creed faction, or multiple Assassin's Creed factions. We might get any number of factions from Far Cry, as they've gone all the way throughout time, multiple times over. Something I think would be really cool to see is if we could get Far Cry Primal skins. Personally, I am a major fan of the way that, you know, Far Cry displays a lot of its aesthetics. I would love to see how a Far Cry skin or a Far Cry Primal skin would look. You know, that little caveman-esque outfit, the you know, the furs, the bones. It would be cool if we could get charms from that. Of course, you thinking to myself, Far Cry, I believe it was 5. Far Cry 5, you could get the like cultist type jacket or something. You could get like all sorts of little neat trinkets. I'm trying to think what other IPs. You know, Riders Republic, you get like biker or skater themed outfits. Like, the possibilities are so sweet. And as I prepare myself for the ranked grind that will come in season 1, and preparing myself to use GSK, because I will be using GSK, I really like the idea of that trophy system. It's been AP Experiment, and I'll catch you in the next one.